Okay, to truss a chicken, this is our chicken. It's nice and fresh. We can see the nice white skin with the pink flesh coming through. Okay, this one's actually already had the wishbone removed, but to remove the wishbone very easily, just scrape down the sides of the wishbone, loosen it out at the bottom and take it out. Unfortunately this one's already removed. To truss the chicken, and the idea for trussing the chicken is to actually keep the chicken as one solid piece as it's roasting, so it cooks evenly, because if I was to put it in the oven like that, the wings would be burnt and the legs would be dry by the time the thicker part is cooked. So just to come to truss this chicken, the first thing to do is to turn the chicken onto its breasts with the legs facing away from you. We've got three little sections to the wing. We've got the wing tip, the aileron, and the little elbow joint, as we call it, that attaches to the breast. The idea is that we're going to tie this chicken up to keep it solid, so I want to fix it in like that. So using one of these pieces of equipment, the trussing needle, I'm going to go through the centre of the middle bone. There's two bones in here. This is called the aileron. I'm going to go through in there, and then with the needle I'm going to come up under the armpit. Once I've got to that stage, I can take a length of string, put it through the needle and bring that through. Now the idea is we're going to truss it through there, but the needle's straight, the chicken's not, so we've got a little bit of working to do. On here where we've removed the wishbone, there is a flap of skin. What I'm going to do is just twist through this flap of skin a little bit and put the needle through it. I'm going to try to just protect it as it's cooking. Okay. You'll see in a second when I turn the chicken over. I'm going to take the needle through to there. So I've just gone through that flap of skin. That's going to pull that down over where the wishbone's been taken out so that the chicken doesn't dry up. Okay. Now I need to do the opposite this side. So I went through the aileron and up through the armpit. So on this side I've got to go down through the armpit and out through the aileron and take the string through. So now that doesn't look like it's very straight, but that is through there. What I can now do is turn the chicken over so the legs are facing towards me and the breasts are facing upwards. Now what I don't want to do is put the needle through any of the major muscles through. Your customers don't want to see a big hole in the chicken when you've carved it and roasted it for them. So what I want to do is, if I lift up the leg, I can see the drumstick and I can see the thigh, and in between the two, right at the front, in front of the leg, it's a bit like our hand here, okay, you've got your hand there, and in between our finger and thumb, so in between the drumstick and the thigh, you've got a little flap of skin that I can pinch, and I can do the same with that. And what I'm going to do, rather than putting the needle through the meat, I'm going to go through there, through the open part of the carcass, and do the same the other side, so in front of the drumstick bone and out through the needle. What I can now do is take the string through the other side. Okay, I'm an idiot, I've done it from the wrong way. So in through here, in through there, and through with the string, so that both ends of the string are now on the same side of the bird. Okay, this is where I need to tie it. If I just put a single knot in and pull it tight, you can see how it pulls it up, but as soon as I release the pressure it comes loose again. So the best way to do this is to loop it over twice. That way it's not going to hold forever, but it will hold secure enough for me to be able to get the second knot into the chicken. Okay, that's going to pull it in nice and tight as to one piece of meat. I'm going to cut this off, but I'm deliberately leaving these pieces of string a little bit longer. I'll tell you why in a few minutes. Now all we've got to do is tie in the front with the legs. Two ways of doing it. We've got this little bit which holds the tail feathers, that's called the parson's nose. With the centre of your string, if I go over, round and under, okay, it's quite easy to then cross over the strings before the legs, and I'm going to be able to tie this the same way. But if I tie it like that, again it's going to come loose. So let's do that double loop over knot. That's going to pull it in nice and tightly so that I can get my next knot in. I'm not actually going to tie it